Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler. Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
The same self, the only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our another gaming talk, but this is different. And the man that I would say is more skilled in the basketball games, Austin.
You can just say all the games.
Hey. Madden is tight competition.
We've yet to play NCAA. I'd be very interested to see. We will do a NCAA video that comes out on the 16th of August. This one drops on the 13th tomorrow as we're recording it. But this one is Kevin has his problems with 2K, and the question is, we do basketball videos, college basketball videos. We've done that's been one of our biggest things on the channel, in my opinion. One of my most favorite things we've ever done is our predictions, our coverage of college basketball, our trailers. But now the question is, Kevin, would you play a college March Madness basketball game? Would you play it?
I would definitely play it. I'm assuming it's in good quality, correct?
I mean, I can't guarantee anything. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. It's EA that would be making the game, so it wouldn't be 2K.
Okay. I'm in. But EA college basketball football that's probably a great EA game. I would if an NCAA basketball game is coming out, no matter what, I would buy it. But I don't know if I would be a consistent buyer if it wasn't good.
Game, right? So I'm just asking, but so your answer is yes. It would be, I'm asking, would you give it a chance, basically?
I would give it a chance because college football is so much fun. I love playing it. College basketball would be crazy.
Would you, sorry to interrupt, but I do have another question that came to mind. Would this baby, you're not the biggest follower of college basketball, even though it is something that we talk about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a great college basketball game would make you more interested in the sport of college basketball?
Yes, and to me, that's kind of how I got into football too, was Madden, and I would just recognize players. And there are other things I think could help college basketball. We've had this conversation before, but a game I think would just grow it, and if it's done well, I think it would absolutely help grow people's knowledge of the game. It'd be so much fun if done right. And I just can imagine a March Madness, like a dynasty, and you get invited into March Madness. It'd be awesome.
That's how it works. They used to have a game, Kevin. I don't know if you knew this. They used to have a game, but then the same rights problems happened and all that other stuff. So it could happen again now that the rights have been fixed. Now that they know how they would do it. I bet a lot of most players would give their name, image, and likeness to EA or whoever made the game. Do we want to talk a little bit about your problems with 2K? What could be the problems with the game? If it's like 2K, what are your problems with it?
I feel like 2K just isn't skill-based. That's my problem. I know I'm bad at it. The time has come where I lost my 14-year-old nephew. But to me, like we talked about it online, of course there's cheese plays. But when I would play 2K a few years ago, the guy would just move back and forth and then just shoot. It's not a lot of technique and focus in the game. It's, I'm going to juke out this. It's not, I'm calling the right play and I have the right players making it. Like, I know I'm always going to lose to you in 2K, but I understand because you're using it from a game perspective.
I see what you're saying. I play a lot of Pro-Am. If you guys don't know what Pro-Am is, it's a 5v5 everybody has their own players. You have to play with 5 users against 5 users. If someone quits, one of their players will become an AI, but you can't start with 4 and play with an AI from the start. Pro-Am's extremely fun, Kevin. I've actually had more fun on this 2K than I've had in a very long time. I'd say since probably 2K20. That may not be a favorable opinion, but I don't play Park. I don't really play any of those other game modes. I just play Pro-Am, and Pro-Am has been an utter delight. It's been more realistic, and that's not necessarily always a good thing, but I just have really enjoyed this 2K, and I think it's better in that sense where it's not as it's more skill based. I feel like this year in Pro-Am, especially if we're not locked in for a game, we can be beat, and that's something that I don't think was the case. Like in 2K23, there was a thing called quick drops, which is basically just a dunk that was basically unguardable. I still don't know how to guard it, and I'm glad they took it out. And I'm excited for 2K25. I've already pre-ordered it. I always pre-order it, so it's not something new. It's not something about the game that's new. Now, I do think that a college basketball game would have to be different, mainly because college basketball players are worse. So I think that I don't know how you would implement that. Now, necessarily, the rules would be different. The court would be different because the size of the three-point line would be different. And still, those players are still hitting crazy shots. It's more about the athleticism that I would kind of have a problem with. Now, there are going to be the Zions. And if you ever made your own player, sure, he can be Zion. I'm totally fine with that. But it's every player being a Zion on the court that I'd have a problem with. There's not many ones of those guys that can jump out of the gym and do these crazy dunks. There's not that many guys in college basketball doing it. You can't get a Elon University or Elon, however you say it, Elon University guy and give him randomly 99 vert, 99 speed and be able to dunk on everybody. But I would be extremely excited for a college basketball game, and I would definitely play it. I'd arguably play it more than a college football game, mainly because March Madness is my favorite thing in sports. It's been something that's been shown, and just imagine the college football playoff, but with 68 teams, and that's really what it is.
Yeah, and being a dynasty, I would love to see that aspect of how do you get a guy hit a bunch of threes, and maybe a guy could get hot. My problem with 2K, it seems like you can get guys, like, I think you mentioned this a while, like there was a 99 Shaq, and he had a 99 free throw.
Or he also had 99-3, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the players that 2K is so, like, there's parts of 2K I love, like Pro-Am. Team player building. I love the player builder. I think the player builder has finally gotten to a point where I'm like, that's good. It's good now. You used to be able to make much more OP players than you are now. And I think it's really good. It's more skill based in that sense. But don't get me started on my team. My team is horrible. It's so bad. But I don't care. That's my thing. I'm never on it. So I never see that darkness because I'm always in the light, per se.
Yeah, that's my thing is my biggest gripe was Dwight Powell would hit threes, and it just did not matter.
Kevin, that's not because the game's bad. It's because you're on pro.
I didn't know what I was on. I was playing with a 14-year-old.
You said you were playing on pro, and if you're playing on pro, that anything can happen on pro. You could make a shot from half court if you're on pro. I mean, any.
Mm-hmm. So that's it. As long as it's accurate of, okay, no, like this guy's really good, but he can't hit a three. Okay, that can still happen. That's my only problem with 2K is it's just.
But here's the thing. We've seen DeAndre Jordan hit a couple threes IRL. Dwight Howard. There's gonna be times where that guy has to be able to make one.
Yes. It was just he hit 3 threes, and I'm like, there's nothing. Like if he hit 1 3, okay, cool, whatever, like a game. But it's when he's consistently making threes. That's my problem with the game.
Manute Bol was not a great shooter, but he had one game back in the 80s where he hit 6 threes. So.
Yeah. And I acknowledge I'm not the best at 2K, but when
that's why I don't play on pro, Kevin.
Well, I'm just don't play the game. But my nephew's scared to play me in any other game. He quit at like halftime every other game. He's like, I'm done. All right. But so yeah, I would be interested in a game. And if it's done right, it would be so much fun. And it would definitely get me more. I've never really been into a basketball game. I've played some, but a lot of them just haven't been good, and just with the stuff you talked about. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I would love it if it came out. I'm sure there are discussions given just the success with NCAA football.
and the popularity of college basketball. It's kind of reaching a new height recently. So I do think that it would be definitely something that other people would want to see.
Yeah, and let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll keep you updated. We hope it happens, and then we can talk about it. And thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.